Good, excuse me. Good afternoon. It is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, coming to you on Saturday, the 12th of July. So we're sort of like midway through July already. Wow. And the day before Dragon Thunder. So what's the time now? It's actually 1:30. So this time tomorrow we will be well into the USA portion of Dragon Thunder. So if you're catching this before Sunday the 13th, Dragon Thunder starts on the East Coast time at 11:30 for the first speaker at midday. If you're on the West Coast, it is 8:30 a.m. for the first speaker up at 9 a.m. 10 speakers. So it's starting in Australia in about 4 or 5 hours. If you bought tickets, you should have all of that information. So it's going to be fun. The dragons, actually Merlin talked to me this morning. So when I did the first Dragon Thunder with Kevin, I co-hosted with Kevin, Merlin came through, and I actually gave a lot of information from Merlin. So he actually popped up this morning in my reading, and also telling me about Dragon Thunder and Connector and all that stuff. So that is on my Facebook page. But I did want to come on and give you some updates about me and the 7/7 portal, which was, when was it? It was a Monday. Actually, it was Monday, the 7/7 portal. I feel like so much has happened since that. So the portal opened a couple of days before Monday, before the 7th. And when it opened, I just had just this huge, almost overwhelming feeling that there was an ending for me. So this is how it sort of came through for me. And then what I got was that it was an end of a contract. So it was end of my contract that I made to come here. That I had so this is what I'm hearing them say. I checked all the boxes. I've done the work to clear the karma, and also this was also a portal that opened to help to, like, karma's gone. That's really what I'm saying. Karma isn't there. And so for me, it was the end. And I literally heard, and now you're stepping onto a new timeline. So it wasn't like, it's like, this has ended. You fulfilled your contract. And trust me, I've probably been doing this for centuries to clear the contract or whatever my contract was. Oftentimes, contracts continue into the next lifetime, or we have to come back. I've always known I was not coming back. I was not reincarnating back here on Earth. So that was like a real completion for me. And this is also a completion year for me. So it wasn't a surprise that halfway through the year, that's it. Now I've stepped on to a new timeline. Like literally, I'm moving from this timeline to that, which is all about ascension. So I've been doing some quantum work, sort of understanding what the quantum is. I joined a group which was all about, quantum healing and what it is like to literally, as I've said, when you connect to the core of the earth, like you feel everything. So that is sort of there. And then I've also, as you know, I've experienced past life stuff. I can easily, or I get taken back so I can remember. It was part of my, as they said, it was my life review. It didn't mean my life was ending. They were reviewing my life up until my contract ending. And then it just came to me that I should be doing quantum healing. And at the same time, up popped QHHT, which I refer to as the Dolores Cannon past life regression. And I have not read any of Dolores Cannon's. I'm aware of her. I know what she did. I didn't realize about this training. So I had a chat with my friends out in Western Mass, and they were like, and it was on sale. I'm like, that is, and I jumped into it. It is, so it's 22 and a half hours, which works out to about 4 months. It's online. which I really had to think about, because it means that we're self-driven. Like, you have to, so you have to, I mean, when I commit to something, it's like, you know, haven't got other people holding you accountable, just yourself. I have shared this with other people because I do want to be held accountable. I do want to understand this way of connecting with people, helping them with their past lives, helping them with healing. And really, it's a new modality for me. You know, I've got several Reiki modalities. You know, I'm a dragon empowerment Reiki. The dragons have brought me to it, and they keep reminding me that my dragons are like guardian angels. I have guardian angels as well, but they're my main go-to, is what they're telling me as they all stand around me. And they're like, you need to do what your passion is. What is your heart telling you? And this is what you need to do. We're behind you. We will help you. We will help connect. This isn't going to be difficult, is what I'm hearing. And even though, and this is like the human part of us, as I'm listening to some of these things about what we're going to have to do once we finished this course, you know, I'm already can hear myself putting barriers up. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, that won't be possible. So I've really got to get myself into that, but I think that will come. I've decided I'm not going to change anything for now, that I'm going to, when I can, I mean, I have some offerings. If you go to my website, which is eastcoastdragonlady.com, there's my offerings there. I'm still available to anybody that wants a reading, wants some Dragon Reiki, all of those things. But my focus is shifting to quantum healing, which makes complete sense to me. I woke up like the next day after I signed up for it and paid for it, saying, this is really exciting. And it's it's that new spark that I needed, right? We all get there. And it's like, I need something else. Am I going to practice it? What am I? That isn't even there. I just have to do what's in front of me. There is a lot going on out in the stars, the moons, all of that stuff, which I'm not an astrologer, but it's making sense. I did post from my friend Tammy Cantrell. I posted what she puts up. It's always worth checking her out. It's an easy read, and it's an easy to understand. There's lots of people out there that are posting really good stuff, so I defer to them. So I'm actually getting myself ready for tomorrow for Dragon Thunder. I did do some cards this morning, which I put up on the website, on my website, on my Facebook page, which was for today. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I did. And then yesterday, I did a quick video when I came back from my walk, which was the Vatican dragons, or they call themselves the Papal Pod. I like that. Again, I love dragon humor. So there, I took photos. There was this huge, and these Vatican dragons have always referred to themselves as a pod. And if you think of dolphins and whales in pods, so they were explaining to me that they're like a galactic spacecraft, and it's this pod that the dragons, because they do lots of traveling, and they're saying dragons need to rest, even that because, you know, they're huge wingspan, and just sometimes they need to go back to rest and recharge as they're on their missions. There are these pods, and there was another one that was coming up from behind. So sometimes these other huge pods will connect with the main pod. It feels very galactic to me. And in fact, when I saw this pod, I actually said, is that a spacecraft? Because it was actually oblong, but you could almost feel it had that feel to it. And they're saying, well, yeah, of course it's galactic, because that's the galactics are there. So yes, so I've got this connection to the galactics, and they're like, yes, it's all of that, which is interesting. And it's interesting how when I sort of connect with these pods, how I get different information. And I've learned as over the past few years, as I've connected with other larger collectives, I sort of feel the difference, either the way they speak, the different energy. So it's interesting, but fascinates me that the Vatican came up for me. I'm still getting bits of information to do the work beneath the Vatican. I said the other day I've connected with a few more people that recognize that they were there. They were Vatican nuns. I haven't met anybody else yet, but even several people I've talked to this week, they're like, I get that. I was there at some time, but maybe not as a nun. So it's definitely coming up. I'm still, and again, they're showing me now these rolling greens with markers, which I need to do some more research into. My crow has been here. I've had, what else? Oh yes, so the red squirrel. So I have a red squirrel that I see has been here for quite a few years, on and off. So he popped up the other morning. I pulled back my curtains and there's this little red squirrel sitting on my patio table, eating sunflower seeds that I'd put the bird feed under there, because with all the rain, the seed was getting really wet, and I put it there to dry out, and he was there helping himself. And then he came back later on and literally laid himself out on the table. I mean, he could see me, he was looking at me. And they're really pretty. They have these almost like bulging eyes with whites around them, or cream color, because they're reddish brown. I actually didn't realize when I was looking up about them that they're actually almost extinct in England. So I know that some people don't like them, and other people are hand feeding their squirrels, right? So I've got about 4 grey squirrels. And then yesterday afternoon, as he was leisurely eating some more, another one popped up. And I heard this high-pitched, almost like high-pitched screaming. And as I was actually reading about them, and they were saying that when there's danger or something is around, that they're not communicating with us, but they're sort of, the sound is out like danger. And then I saw another one, so he must have a mate. So I have to be careful that they're not trying to get in. That's the only thing. As pretty as they are, they can do a lot of damage. But yeah, so my wildlife is increasing, which I just love the fact that as energy changes, that they pick that up. And I'm sure it's the good food as well, because I feed birds every day. And I do it's a nut mixture, which doesn't have a lot of waste, so it's a no waste food. And yeah, we're still having heat here. So here I am in the northeast. That we had a very hot June, and July hasn't really let up yet. The humidity is what's hurting us. And then my crow, Gerald, came today. Actually came back several times, I guess. Actually, so I put out some assorted nuts that we had that were sort of, we'd had them a bit too long, and I thought, I wonder if the birds like them. So he obviously likes the mix of nuts. So he came back several times. So I just pulled waterproof, which I think I pulled today as well, which is the crow. I'll read that, the information on that. I just thought I'd see. And then the dragons did say that they would give me a message for tomorrow, observation. They're very observant, crows. He sits and he's big, and he will just swoop down. Oh, I'm resistance. He will literally swoop down and everybody scurries away. The squirrels come back, but the birds don't, because he's a good 20 plus inches. All right, so what did I know that the waterproof is 53. So let's see what the being dragged into someone else's drama can take an emotional toll and leave you feeling waterlogged. But when you are waterproof, you can be a good listener. So it's about being a good listener. So I think that is, I'm trying to see if anything else. So I pulled the cards, just that one. I was doing some stuff this morning and I was like, oh, I have some stuff to say. Now it doesn't feel like it's that important. Now I've sat myself down. All right. If any messages come through this afternoon, I will come back. But Merlin is saying that he has been, so he wants me to give you a message. So the message is that he has been bringing his magic to the forum of the Dragon Thunder. He is connecting the dragons. He is connecting the humans, the humans that are dragons, the dragon riders, the dragon families. They're all coming together with magic, is what he's saying. Like, it's magic. He often shows me like the old-fashioned wand with the white tip, and he's doing his wizardry. He says, I am the connector. I am the one that connects everything and everyone, and he is very honored to also be part of Dragon Thunder. He also is a dragon. He says he loves shape-shifting to be a dragon. I certainly see him as both. He's appeared to me as the wizard. He's appeared to me as Merlin the dragon. And he's saying, just jump on my back and let's fly away. Apparently I've been, so he's just reminding me that I was his dragon rider, that I was also his scribe. He loves to go back and tell me that I scribed for him. And he's doing this very elegant, it was like not just this little writing. He said it was very flowing, very dramatic. The words were very dramatic. He said that we wrote sonnets and we wrote poems. And it was in the time of people reading scrolls that I scribed. And he's showing me this very eloquent, not something I do, but I've always had that connection with him. And he's said that we've been in so many lifetimes as various things with each other, that I was a student, a scribe, a dragon. I was his dragon, he was my dragon. So he's showing me this. We were all these things. And it's always around this time of year. I think it's because the first Dragon Thunder that I co-hosted with Kevin was 8 hours and 8 speakers. And he wanted me to speak his words. So he said, that's what he's saying. He feels very connected to Dragon Thunder for that reason, because I spoke his words. That makes sense. And he's doing this. So he said, it's very exciting. I love to see all of this coming together, because it's the etheric, it's the human, it's the earth, it's the moon, the sun, and the stars. And he's very animated about the whole thing. And he's saying, yes, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. Whoever shows up will get exactly what they show up for. Interesting, because you can start in a few hours. Australia is starting. They have 10 speakers. Then it's going to England, and they have 10 speakers. And then we start here in the United States at midday here on the East Coast. But he's saying, don't worry about who's showing up. Whoever shows up will get what they desire. That's his words. They will get what they desire. They will get the messages that they need to hear, and they will be drawn to certain people, to certain words, to certain energy, to certain language, to images. So what people are sharing, the right people will show up for those people. And he's saying, don't count numbers. Don't count numbers, he's saying. Interesting. So I hope more people signed up. We'll see who shows up. It's a big commitment to do the 3, because we're talking about 30 speakers. They are recorded and they will be up on the website, up on the Dragon Thunder site. If you've paid Kevin, then you have unlimited access to them. You can still access 3 years ago. So you can find people there and watch them. I've certainly connected with quite a few people here that I'm connected with now because of Dragon Thunder. So Kelly Springer and I are co-hosting together on Sunday, and we're looking forward to it. If you've seen us together, there's not usually any gaps in us chatting together or what energy comes in. We bring in that elder energy, the elder wisdom is what I'm hearing. So that's why Merlin wants to be there, because he's showing me like he's in the middle of us, and he's like, yes, it's the 3 of us bringing the elder wisdom. So yeah, now that I've brought him in, he's going to be there. So he's actually, he's over my shoulder. You can see him in this picture up here. Oh, can't actually. There. That is a picture of Merlin that somebody actually sent to me. So it sounds like Merlin is going to be with us on Sunday. I will have my oracle deck with me. I've already pulled some cards from my oracle deck, and we'll see who wants to come through. It's going to be a fun 10 hours, and I would say make sure you have plenty of water handy. That you're going to need to be grounded. From my experience of past Dragon Thunders, if you're new to this energy, it can sometimes make you somewhat dizzy. If it's a hot day where you are, even more reason to actually drink plenty of water, and put your roots down. However you ground yourself, you need to be fully grounded for Dragon Thunder. I certainly will be. I'll be throwing out the anchors and the weights. I'm a Pisces, so I will get caught up in that. But I've experienced it, and it's a lot of energy for us to hold for the 10 hours. And I'm sure, like my voice is going now, this summer has really got to my throat. It's much clearer. If you've watched previous times of me speaking, it often stops me from speaking. So that's where all of that stuff has been cleared. This is just this allergies, or I think I'm allergic to the heat. I think that's what it is. So I hope everybody has a good week. That's my news for now. Stay tuned as I learn things from Dolores Cannon, as I learn more about myself. I think it's also going to help in my journey around the Vatican dragons, the nuns, the Order of the White Rose, all of that stuff. This is going to help me with that, which is why I started. This often happens to me. I start something because I need to be doing something else. So stay tuned and have a good week. I will not be on tomorrow. I'll be on Dragon Thunder all day. So if I have time in the morning, I'll pull some cards. But otherwise, Monday or Tuesday, expect to see me back. Okay, have a good one. Bye.